UAT is a really critical part of the Workday testing cycle. It comes after your end-to-end testing, and it involves the end users. You're not just working with your key stakeholders. You really want end users involved in your UAT testing, and it's to make sure that the system's meeting all the requirements and expectations, and it's easy to understand and use. And that's something I think Workday prides themselves on, is the ease of use. And so for UAT testing, you can think of it like we're baking a wedding cake. You want to make sure that not only is it visually appealing, but it also tastes delicious and meets the guests' hopes. So I guess in this portion, your guests would be your end users. They're going to be the ones that get to enjoy it. We've baked it, and we want to make sure that it's enjoyable for them. And Workday is always going to look beautiful, but it needs to be able to meet their requirements. You're going to have test cases, and your groups are going to need to perform those test cases. And it's not an automation. It's through going into the system and running through the process. Typically, you don't want to put step-by-steps. You want to make sure that the system's intuitive enough for them to just kind of go in and do the task like it's their day-to-day job. But the thing that's also we need to be able to capture during UAT is we need to be able to track any defects for resolution, any areas where we need to have additional documentation, because this is, again, your end user jumping in for the first time, and they might have a different vision in the system than your core members who've been involved through the whole process, because they have a fresh set of eyes on things and they're not exposed to a bias that the other groups might have been this whole time. So once all your issues have been addressed, your final UAT should be conducted to ensure that all systems meet the business requirements. And we'll do typically a go, no go at the end of UAT. You're really determining if this is the piece of software that is a match for your company and that the requirements are matching everything that you provided. And going back to our chef analogy, it's your co-chef having a taste before serving the cake to make sure that this is meeting the needs. So yeah, by conducting UAT as part of the pre-implementation, businesses are ensuring that the system meets the business needs, requirements of the end users, and any issues are identified and resolved before the actual implementation of